friends, welcome to My Sew Bliss. Today I'm excited to share with you a little bit behind the scenes of making my 4th of July shirt and the inspiration from where I got it and kind of all the details about this top that I made because I'm just so excited about it. I think it turned out really fun and I was super excited to see this idea from another creator, so I did not come up with it. But I initially saw this idea or the concept from Sew Curly, Sew It Curly, like S-E-W It Curly on Instagram. I saw her post and immediately gasped and was like, I need to make that shirt. First of all, I want that exact one. It's yellow. I love it. Anything yellow, you know. And she had embroidered flowers all over it. It was a button up, which I don't usually love button ups, but like it had ruffles on. Oh, it was so good. It looks so good on her. She did an amazing job. So I immediately saved that post and just got to thinking. I was like, all right, I need fabric like this, and what am I gonna make? So I went to my local fabric shop, Harmony. If you've been around a while, heard me talk about it, I love Harmony. They're local to me, but also they are online, so I will be linking it down below. And I got this amazing fabric. This is like a lightweight gingham, but the thing that I wanted, and the thing that you'll notice with Sew It Curly's post and like what she did, is it had like a checkerboard pattern, not just the fabric, not just the gingham pattern, but like there's pleating in it and it creates this pattern, this checkerboard pattern. And that's what I really think helped make that embroidery pop and just so fun. And hers is just so good. So I'm probably gonna have to try this again after this. But I saw this, like I said, at my local fabric store, Harmony, and at first online I thought it was black actually, and then I realized, oh my gosh, it's blue. I love a navy blue. She also had a light pink. I think of the exact same, but it's light pink. I just feel like it would wash out on me and not look so great, but blue I loved. And I think it was April, May that I really started thinking about this. Maybe, it might have just been April, like right after that post, that I saw this fabric and immediately was like, I'm gonna make a 4th of July shirt, but I don't want it to be like so specific to 4th of July. In the past couple years, I've made very specific 4th of July shirts, like one that says USA on it with stars on it. And then actually this one that I'm re-hemming right now, I made for 4th of July, which is super cute and I love that. But it just screams like 4th of July to me with the stripes and the red, white, and blue. And this one I was like, okay, maybe a little more subtle. So no like USA on it or flags. And I really love like the fruit. I don't know if it's a trend or what is going on right now, but I really love like the fruit on the clothes, or like strawberries are really trendy right now, especially in the sewing community. I don't know if they are in all the other communities, but they are in sewing. So I first thought strawberries, and then I was like, no, that's like too on the nose. And then for some reason, I don't even know why, I guess it's because it's a summer thing, I thought cherries, and I loved that. And I was like, done, I'm gonna make a cherry top with embroidery on this amazing fabric. And I recently got the Baby Lock Adventure 2, and I've been meaning to like play around with it more, and this was the perfect project to try the same stitch over and over and over and over and over again. It was so great. It was great practice, and it was also good practice because I got the cherry pattern on Etsy, so I was able to get that up, like figure out how to upload that onto my machine, get it uploaded, and use it. It was so easy. I'm going to be downloading too many patterns probably in the near future and embroidering all the things because it was so easy, so smooth, and I'm obsessed with it. So once I got the pattern downloaded and I actually cut out the fabrics first. So I got the pattern ready. I used Helen's Closet Ashton pattern, which I really love. It's a nice like wide strap tank top pattern for wovens that Helen's Closet has. I'll put a link down below for it. And she also added an expansion pack to it to add sleeves. I was going back and forth on if I wanted it sleeveless or not, and I've been making a lot of sleeveless shirts, so I was like, I think I want this one to have like some little sleeve or cap on it. And in that expansion pack, she has a tulip sleeve, I believe yeah, that's what it's called. And it's just, I love that tulip shape. So I immediately was like, yep, that's gonna be so cute and I love it. And so I cut out pattern pieces first. I don't know if that was smart or not. It worked out fine. And then kind of decided where I wanted the cherries to be placed. One thing I did differently than Sew It Curly was I didn't put something in every single square. I didn't want that much. I wanted a little more subtle, if that's even possible with this. And so I kind of had a pattern, but I kind of didn't. And then on the sleeves too, because they're like kind of overlapping, it had to be placed the right way. So some of them you saw and some of them it's like, oh, why would I even embroider that if you're not even gonna see it? So that took some thinking through, but not too much. It wasn't too bad. And it was really fun figuring out where they would go, and a really nice, like I said, introduction and like push to get me to use the embroidery machine even more, and I'm excited to do more with it. So I got the pattern cut out with the fabric cut out, and then embroidered all the pieces and then started sewing it together. And one thing I love about Helen's closet is the patterns are so easy to follow along with, great for beginners. They give extra information if you don't know what something is. It's usually in the pattern telling you step by step how to do it, and I love that. It was great. And especially like I had never seen her have an expansion pack on a pattern piece, and that one like seamlessly worked, and I was like, oh, what about this, but no, like it worked perfectly and matched up, and it came together so nicely, and I'm just really happy with it. So once the embroidery was done, I started piecing it together, putting it together. It has a really nice bias neck binding, and then a big facing hem that is a really nice finish as well. And then, like I said, the tulip sleeve. So it was a simple sew, definitely nothing as experienced as Sew It Curly did with her button up. That looked like it took a lot more work, and her, even like the inside of it was so beautifully done. So I think I need to try this again another time, but I'm so happy with how this one turned out. The cherries were perfect. Like I had an idea in my brain of what the cherry should look like, and I saw a couple companies and I was like, no, that's not the right cherry. And so amazing Etsy, like I just found one that had really good reviews. I made sure it wasn't AI. That was my kind of my worry with that, but it, like I said, worked out perfectly, and I'm absolutely in love with it. So the top is beautiful. I'm gonna put pictures and videos of that top and how it turned out, and I can't wait to wear it for 4th of July and for the rest of summer and beyond. Now I did want to show you a few close-ups of the top, and there's a few things that like I need to work on as an embroiderist, is that a word? That was really like nice to kind of learn, and like I said, do this over and over again. But like as it got to the stem up here, there's a few of them that it kind of like bunched up on the stem, if you can see the blue. Like I don't know if it wasn't tight enough on the fabric, which I think was what the problem was. But one thing, again, Sew It Curly did was she put the interfacing on top and then stitched it and then washed it away, which I'm like, maybe that would have made a difference. I don't know. Like that's one thing with embroidery that I want to and need to try and test out, because I don't know what the difference is. I don't know how that works. So other than that, I think it like sewed up really nicely. There, like I said, are a couple spots like puckering over the leaf, but you wouldn't be able to tell unless I pointed it out, and I'm curious to see once I wash it if I even notice really that much. Another one is I had this like really close to the edge of the sleeve. Now it's sewn in, so it kind of got messed up, but I figured I could sew it in, which it worked out nicely. So this sleeve has the 3 cherries on it, and this one just worked out to where like there's one centered one. I'm curious if that'll bother me later, but after trying it on, I was like, oh, I like it. Like they're distributed evenly and I like the way they look. So I think it turned out good. And this shirt does have darts, so I did the darts first and then embroidered so that I made sure it fit on right, and also the placement, I didn't want them to be weird with my boobs. So that was a big thing that I thought about too on the front part. But because it's such like a simple pattern, there wasn't too much like hassle or weirdness going on with it, where I'm sure with Sew It Curly's button up, it was a little different for her. So I definitely think I'm going to try this again with something else. I love the floral version. I think it'd be fun. Like, you know how those sweatshirts have like the different pictures of like little things? I want to do like a sewing one. I think that'd be so fun. So that's way more casual, but I want to embroider all the things now. So I'm excited to try it out. Let me know what you guys think of this top and what you would embroider on your top. And if you make one, let me know. I would love to see it. And make sure to go and check out Sew It Curly and all the Baby Lock sewing machines that I used. I love my Baby Lock machines. They have been amazing. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure to subscribe and to give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye!